SpaceX launch site, September 7th. We're in September already. September 7th, 2022. Paul Michaels with Ocean Camera Space Corp. I have another live stream going. The remote camera live stream is live at the moment. I didn't, the Zoom, I subscribed to the Zoom, I just haven't turned it on this morning, so I will be able to chat into that other camera. Let me get the umbrella. Morning. All right, so we are live. Let's see, just about 8:08, maybe in the morning a.m. There's supposed to be a road closure today. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any sheriffs yet, and I will get a shot to the left toward the beach in a little bit. I'm just going to focus on some of the things we can see right now. Hey, good morning. The other camera so far is with the Starlink, so the Starlink is active this morning, and I get some shots here, the close-up shots of the booster, much like last night. So they are doing some work on the orbital launch platform. They were doing this type of work last night as well, so maybe they're still carrying over what they were doing last night. You know. In the future, I can share this link into the 24/7 cam or into that other camera. It's not going to be going so much at nighttime, but during the daytime, I'll be running that other camera. Hey, 55 Chevy, guy Steve, good morning. So the Marvin crane, that big crane, is still in front of that tower there. So that would, as according to what we were saying yesterday, that would rule out any static fire of the booster today. I'm doing all right. I managed to get the remote camera in focus this morning and make it public, so that's kind of the big thing this morning. Yeah, the weather looks good. This morning there is some clouds to the west. Let me get that shot. I didn't bring my mic today. It's somewhere in my truck. I gotta find it. And the other one is I am recharging the batteries on the other truck, on the other camera, so mic, on the other mic. Thanks, Dave. Okay, sounds good. Good stuff. Thank you. So there's a bunch of clouds over there to the east. Maybe they would go toward the north, toward Brownsville, but there are some other clouds to the west, east. I mean, further to the east over there. You can see just off the coast, but to the south, it doesn't look that bad here toward the south. And I think we're good, at least this morning. No rain. They tested this structure here, the can crusher, yesterday quite a bit. Maybe today they're going to continue the testing of this. Got a bunch of mosquitoes out, or flies. You can see in the air lots of mosquitoes and other insects. Okay, let me see here. Dave asks, Dave 96Z34V2. How they put the booster outer engines, how they put the aero covers back on the outer engines. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It looks like maybe let me finish up with this real quick. I'll just get this shot here and I'll move over there. I could probably get a better shot of that too. I get back toward the booster there. You can't really see the base of the. I think the table is up. I believe the Raptor table is up, so it's covering the visual of the Raptors, and the orbital launch platform is hiding the rest. So. I don't know if anyone else saw when they rolled that down the road here. Did the booster have any aero covers on the outside? Maybe we'll get that answer later this morning. Thanks, Dave. Good stuff. Dave says, last close-up I seen, I didn't wonder if they have to roll back. I did wonder if they have to roll back to do them. Okay, so you think maybe they might have to roll them back. Okay. So it didn't look like they'd put them on. Wow, so that's a big piece of information, Dave. Do you think they need those to static fire? Or is that maybe not required? So maybe they didn't want to damage them or something, you know? Good point. Wow. I'm going to use my umbrella. It feels like we're getting some wind. And if that's hitting the mic, let me know if there's any wind sound on the mic. But I can open the umbrella if we need to. And the Starship's to the right. I don't have a shot of the Starship right now, but I do on the other camera, I believe. We got a pretty good shot of the Starship. The bending of the view, the lens, kind of, I try and keep it so things are vertical in the shot. That's all I got. I can get closer to the road, take a look, see if the sheriff is here. But so far, that's how it's going on so far today. We're past the, I believe there's a road closure today at 8 a.m. So we're past the road closure time frame. So maybe go up a little bit here. They have been extending they've been doing the road closure a little bit later, of course. So maybe they're still working on that. So there is a sheriff down there parked on the side. Okay, Dave, wow, that's good info, maybe. So they wouldn't, maybe they wait until they do the launch. Good stuff. Liquid nitrogen tanker, everybody. All right. So the road down there is pretty clear. All the tankers are out of the tank farm area. Okay, I'm seeing something here, pretty interesting. Hey Nadine, look at this. They're bringing these ropes up. So they've done this before. They're bringing these cable-like ropes up. So maybe they're done. Maybe they're done on this. I'm not sure what this means. This means maybe this means they're finished with that test, you know. The last time when they took the top off of one of those other pieces, it was a much bigger piece, but after doing this, they lifted that other piece off. All right, we got a truck coming in with soil too. Yeah, I don't know if the road closure is going to happen today. But maybe. It is getting kind of sunny out here too. Okay, good stuff. Nadine says our road closure is scheduled for today, so we'll see. See if it happens. On a day where there wouldn't be a road, there wouldn't be a road closure, there would be maybe more vehicles down here. So that's one thing that may say yes to that. If there were maybe more trucks here, that would lean toward no road closure, but I don't know. Hey Nick, thanks for the support. You've done that quite a bit, so thank you. Good morning to you. I'm with you, Nadine. Yep, I'm with you. Awesome, Nick. When was that static fire? Was congrats to you also. I have the Zoom activated. I tested it the last time. So for the other remote camera, I will later on, after doing this live stream, I'll be able to watch and also chat into the Zoom. It's like $15 a month, so I paid for that subscription. And just like I did with Sir Chris like a week or two ago, I'll be able to at least, if anyone else wants to join in, be able to do that live chat commentary on the other, through the other stream, remote camera stream. So, okay, the most recent one on the booster. Okay. Okay, good stuff. So it is, once again, it's September 7th. It's a Wednesday. Currently 8:26 in the morning, a.m. Central Time. Hey, good morning, Passing. Good morning. For the other camera, I haven't been able to enable the remote zoom yet, but I can do tilt up and down, left, right. I will, that's on my list of things to do. And when I get that feature enabled, that'll bring it even to the next level, that remote camera zoom. You know, if they do a road closure today, and if they are done with this piece of equipment here, maybe they would roll it back toward the build site, this can crusher. I could see that happening today if they decided to move it out today, because looks like they're taking it apart or doing some disassembly in it right now. You know? Hey Duff, what's happening this morning? Yeah, trying to figure that out. I haven't gotten any shots of the Starship yet. I should maybe go walk down the road here, check it out, see if there's anything we're missing. Let me, I'll be back in a few. I'm gonna go take a look to the left here. Yeah, there are some cones kind of in the front of the Starship area, but there's no activity at the base of the Starship currently. One of the benefits of the view we have right now is that we also have the booster in the shot. But sacrifice the shot of the base of the can crusher for the shot of the orbital launch platform. Passing says maybe they'll do a 3-engine static fire on the booster. Again, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, have to get 3 right before more, right? I agree with you on that. Duff asks if they've had any issues with the engines after the last booster test fire. I saw some a photo by RGV Aero Photography. Apparently, there was some type of one of the piping to one of the Raptor engines got hit or bent or something by maybe some flying debris. All right, we got a lot of trucks coming in here to the right, so let me zoom out. There's about 5-6 trucks just came in, so that would lean toward no road closure, but let me see, let us see. I just moved out of the way so that they could park here in the spaces. I could stand up in the back of my truck. We would get a better shot. That is a thought. I might do that actually. Yeah, okay, I will. I'll put those up in the back of my truck. I didn't think of that earlier. I'm going to move everything to the truck here, so it's going to be about maybe 30 seconds to a minute of shakiness. Here we go. That's better. AWZM, hello. Get a little bit more wind up this high. So Passing says it's going to take a couple more hours maybe to finish up on the booster, huh? Booster 7. 7.1. Okay, you're talking about the mini can crusher one. 7.1. Correction. Thanks. Interesting. I don't have a good feel on gauging how long it takes them to do that 7.1 stuff. Hey, Adat. I don't know if I should say hello or not. There was an at a long time ago who I'm not remembering the situation. Hey, WZM, what's up? What's up? Big a safety meeting, huh? That's a pretty interesting. Duff, I like that. Duff Sweets, maybe a safety meeting's coming up. Okay, Duff says it's at the same time in the morning. Duff Sweet says it's that time in the morning, and all those hard hats walk in the same direction. Oh yeah, good stuff. Good. I haven't really been paying attention to safety meetings, so that's thanks for bringing it to my attention, to our attention. Good stuff. New pipe on the orbital launch mount? No. Dave, where are you talking about with that new pipe on the OLM? Interesting. Where is it situated? On the leg, huh? All right, I'll take a look. Let me see. Is it white or is it another color? Hey, Michael. Massey. Get a shot of that. Black, huh? Okay. Because I see some white piping on the right side. Let me zoom in. Can we see it in this shot? Yeah, that white area is what I was thinking about. I'll keep a lookout. Thanks, Dave. Good stuff. Thank you. Michael, no, the road closure is not active yet, and actually more trucks are coming to the site here. Hey, Stargazer Girl 79. That's who I was trying to remember. You're the one that came in recently. Been taking some photos. Nice to see you this morning. There's a bunch of like there we can see a truck coming in with a lot of soil. So they've been bringing in a lot of those dirt trucks with soil. So they're offloading somewhere. So what else is going on? Looks like they're wrapping up, or at least raising those cables for the can crusher, and that's about it. I haven't seen any tankers coming in this morning. I saw earlier a nitrogen tanker leaving. Haven't seen any other stuff coming in. You saw some methane tanks, Michael? I saw some early this morning or late last night, some methane trucks, but nothing this morning. Okay, that's a good question. There was a large, yesterday morning when I was leaving, I saw there behind the Starbase sign, there was a large white tank, and Stargazer Girl here, check her out. She takes some videos and photos around the area. They had one of those ready to go before that road closure yesterday over at the build site, and she says they took it over to the gun range. I think I saw a photo by somebody showing it at just at that gun range or whatever. I don't know, but there was some talk a while back, over a year ago or so, that maybe they would be using that for a kind of a Raptor test area, and that's about the time when the McGregor information came out about that's where they were testing all the Raptors over there at McGregor. But there was some speculation they might do some testing of the Raptors here at the Massey's gun range. Maybe they'll do some crowd testing over there or something. Yeah, Michael, I agree with you. It looks like maybe, I'm not the expert on the can crusher stuff, but it looks like they may be moving this out also. Yeah. Okay, Michael says 2 tanks were moved there. So that nitrogen tank that they moved yesterday was a very long tank. I don't know how big it looked on camera, but it was pretty long tank. It was a big tank. Didn't look like it was a very wide tank, but it was definitely a long tank. Starship 4000, good morning. Starship 26 coming soon, you think, huh? Good. The wind's starting to pick up. I know that other camera may eventually start to shake throughout the day as the wind comes and goes, but I have the microphone set up better than the last time I used to do live streams on the other camera. So, and then I will be able to narrate into that other stream when I'm not live streaming here. Hey, let me know if the shot's good or if you'd like me to zoom in on the can crusher. But right now I'm holding the shot of the booster on the left as well. I'm not up to date on Starship 26, Starship 4000. Michael Max says there were cloud deliveries lined up last night because all the taps were being used. Interesting. What were they being used for? And very interesting. Wow. Yeah, I did see 2 methane tankers here, and one of them turned around. I you know, kind of weird. Thanks, Starship. Okay, Michael says tankers were offloading at all the taps, so there was a backup if the okay, tankers waiting. I got you. Thanks. That explains it. So let me zoom in a little bit here. So my goal is to leave the Nikon camera live streaming during the daytime and to get a second night camera that can see better at night. So I'll have two cameras to select from for that live stream. And so that to get a second camera for the nighttime, and then to get another camera like the Nikon or something like that so that I can use it during the daytime close up, in addition to some kind of small dish to transmit the signal back and forth from the remote camera site. Those are some of the things going down the road that I'm planning to do here at OceanCam. We got 720 pixelation, everybody. 720 pixelation. So to improve that over time. I think the last time they did this, they lifted that top piece off, if I'm correct. So I don't know if they lifted it into place either. But I think the last time they lifted that top piece off, and then they lifted out that pipe from the center, and then they took the booster 7.1 off of the platform and rolled it down the road or something. I think those are the next steps. Sure is a nice day though. Okay, Michael Massey, the yellow Bronto crane with the load spreader. Okay, I gotta find where that is. Is waiting to uncap 7.1. Very cool, very cool. So there's that yellow crane there to the right. Okay, good stuff. Let me point that out. So you're saying that crane there is ready to lift that top off the 7.1. Interesting. I don't see the load spur yet, but I do see the crane, so thanks for pointing it out. Good stuff. As far as the sheriff, I see just the normal one sheriff over there by the orbital tank farm. I don't see any additional sheriffs coming down the road, so not yet. Not yet. Yesterday was something similar. There was the one sheriff, and then two sheriffs came down later on, and then they started letting people know they'll be closing the road. So I haven't seen that yet today. So it was closed at 9:30, huh? Okay, Michael Maxey says, yesterday the road closure was finally closed at 9:30 a.m. Thanks for reminding me. I remember at 9 o'clock the sheriff came by and said, hey, you have, in about 30 minutes we're going to close the road. So that's, thanks for saying that. You just triggered that memory. So it's 8:49 right now in the morning. So maybe if they do it like yesterday, then we have about 40 minutes. Good stuff. Normally the wind blows from the southeast, and today we're getting wind from the north-northwest. So the direction of the wind has shifted 180 degrees from normal. See if the recondensers are venting. Suborbital tank farm. I can't see any tankers over there at the suborbital tank farm. I don't see any venting either. When I drove in this morning, I didn't see any activity over there as well. So I don't know if they're okay. We got the sheriff coming down the road, so that's maybe they'll bring another sheriff down. If they did it like yesterday, they'll give us notice in about 10 or so minutes of road closure happening. That's good. Yeah, I didn't see any activity over there at the suborbital tank farm. Good point. Good point. All right, these guys are leaving. Maybe the safety meeting might be over. These gentlemen are on the way out. See you later, Nadine. Nice to see you this morning. Right on. Yeah. If I'm not here, I will get on to the remote camera and maybe do some audio commentary with that using Zoom. Well, it looks like if they move the 7.1 out of here, maybe they'll test either the Starship or the booster. There's a lot of cherry pickers over there at the booster. But see you later, Nadine. Yeah, nice to chat with you this morning. Well, they're definitely moving equipment out of here. Over at the overall launch platform, there is one over there, 2, 3, 4, 5 lifts over there. Hey, John. Good morning. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 active lifts over there by the overall launch platform. Zeus Furlan PC. Froylan. Zeus Froylan PC. Good stuff. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I think the table, the Raptor table, I believe is up under the platform there. Some people definitely walking around on the top there, and several lifts at the bottom there, cherry pickers. Okay, John says cherry pickers are used for lifting load spreaders and flipping aft domes and sections for the ship and booster tank section. Cherry pickers are used for lifting load spreaders and flipping aft domes and sections for ship and booster tank sections. Interesting. Oh, interesting comment there, John. Interesting. I didn't know they use the cherry pickers to lift stuff. Good stuff. Thanks. Michael Maxey says to Starship 4000, an overpressurization notice is issued to Boca Chica Village residents when major testing using propellants is planned. Boca Chica girl lives in Boca Chica Village. Okay. Interesting. I don't know how to get onto that village list, but I live in Boca Chica Village as well. I'm a new resident, like to get on that list. Get those notices. I don't consider myself a boy though, I consider myself a man, so it would be Boca Chica man. None of this boy stuff. Anyway. Yeah, the purpose of Ocean Camera Space Corp is to video the liquid oceans on every moon, planet, asteroid in the solar system and to harvest the water that sustains human life in space. Invoice 0001. I want to make sure I got enough zeros in there. Invoice 0001 says, who here would be the first group of Elon volunteers to move to Mars? Very good question. I have heard, it says me. Invoice 0001 says me. Volunteers to be on that first Mars mission with Elon. All right, so one photographer just left the site here. Looks like they have a remote camera going. Interesting. Yeah, well, as far as going to Mars, I might volunteer, but there is a lot of shady business around Mars. There were several satellites that got blown up or that disappeared or disconnected as they approached Mars. And there's also there's been talk by various groups that you know, there may be a big face on Mars, and there's also talk that there are 100,000 military personnel on Mars. So the actual secrecy surrounding Mars is very sketchy. So I would be very careful to jump into a boat to go to Mars at the moment. Hey Jill, good morning. Jill says, I think testing is going to be great today. Yeah, I think there's a good chance it might be. I'm looking forward to anything that happens. Michael Max says, Jupiter's moon Io is a frozen water moon. You know the channel Ocean Cam or something? I got a YouTube channel, Ocean Camera Space.
Yeah, we've been watching.
Oh, cool. Right.
What's going on today here?
They may move that out down the road. Maybe they'll do some testing on the booster, but maybe the more guaranteed thing, maybe something on the Starship.
Really?
There was no activity over there. Yeah, right. All right, everybody. Yeah, get back to this. Maybe look back here a little bit. Okay, let me go back to, I missed a thing here. There was some people here chatting. John said the vehicle that says Grove on the rear of it, and it's used to lift heavy objects and has a long boom with a hook pulley. That's a cherry picker.
Attention, Starbase personnel. Pad clear in 1 hour. Please begin clearing the pad and removing all vehicles from Highway 4.
All right, pad clear in 1 hour, everybody.
1 hour.
So they're going to do some type of something here in an hour. And they just asked everybody to clear out over the loudspeaker for the SpaceX personnel. That means the sheriff will be asking us to leave at some time this morning. So, yep, they just announced it over the loudspeaker. Hey, watching NBA, nice to see you. Good morning. Stargazer Girl 79. I would say, as far as getting graphic designs for your truck, check out the people at Makerspace X, MSX. They have they can print stuff onto plastic that has a sticky side and a non-sticky side. So they can print stuff onto there, and I had them print the Ocean Cam logo a while back, and I put it on my door. I could have had it as like a bumper sticker too. Otherwise, you could there are places online where you can send a logo to, and they can make you a logo on a transparent, some type of transparent material. Yeah, B exclamation mark. I suspect there may be no static fire testing, at least in the near term, on the booster today, just due to the table being underneath there, like you said. John, I don't know what you're saying there about there being no surf. Oh, there's no surf on Mars. Yeah, even that I'm not sure about, because there's apparently a canyon which is bigger than the United States, which has relatively comfortable 70, 60 degree weather over there on Mars. So, and there are large quantities of water on Mars on the surface that they found in that canyon. So large, like the whole United States could apparently fit into that canyon over there with that nice temperature on Mars. So I don't know the information we get concerning Mars, how accurate or correct it is. So there may be surf on Mars. And when it comes to Jupiter, I suspect that there may be actually a large ocean on Jupiter. Just from what, there was a lady named Leah, I forgot her last name, but she's a scientist now working, she's been analyzing the orbital pictures over Jupiter compared to Earth. And she's saying I've talked about this before, large swirls in the large swirl patterns, like algae patterns from orbit, that you can see on the surface of Mars. So there's a good chance that the info we've gotten about Mars may be incorrect, and maybe there are large oceans with algae on Jupiter. John says there's no HEB on Mars. Yeah, maybe they say MEB. Mars, I'm not sure how they would do it, but the word Mars might be in there somewhere, right? I don't know what HEB stands for, but here in Texas, there's a big kind of a more organic style store. It's kind of like a Whole Foods, but not as advanced and not as big a variety of selection you would find in a Whole Foods. But there's a store chain called HEB, and if you want to get some healthier variety food, you might go to HEB. It's going to cost maybe a little bit more, but yeah. Hello, Birdman. Good stuff. Good morning. I haven't seen you for a little while. Mars bar. Oh, there you go. That's an actual bar too already, right? No stripes on Mars, says John. Good stuff. Yeah, so they did an announcement here over the loudspeaker. I don't know what all the testing for this can crusher item is. Would they ever consider blowing it up? Would they go to would they ever over pressurize this 7.1 and see how much pressure it can hold? You know, they did say the pad was going to be clearing the pad in an hour and 10 minutes or so. The sheriff is coming down the road. He might be saying how much more time I got here. I'm going to go see if he wants to chat about anything. I'll be back in a minute. He just kept driving by, so I'm okay to stay here until they There's another sheriff down by the beach. So, okay, so there are 3 sheriffs here, and one of them just drove back. Maybe they're going to start manning the road closure. And the second one down by the beach is probably in about 10-15 minutes. We'll come by and give some kind of update on how much time we got left, if they do it like yesterday. Let's see here. Invoice says, anyone know why they removed the heat tiles from ship 26? Good question. So the wind coming from the north right now means that all the dust off the road there as the trucks come by goes away from the camera rather than toward the camera. So normally the wind would be coming from the south in the direction from that way coming toward the camera, and that dust would be blowing toward us. So it's a really good time to be out here doing video this morning with the wind as it is. Thanks, Robert. Good morning. All right, so there is some venting right now from the suborbital tank farm. I just heard the first noise all morning from the suborbital tank farm. I'll do about another 5-10 minutes here, and then I'll clear out. I want to give enough time for me to get down the road out of here. Looks like they're moving this equipment away from they're moving it from the right to the left. So I don't know if we're going to see this piece of equipment also move out of the way, but they just rolled that one there to the left out of the way. So if they're moving stuff from the right to the left, maybe they are doing something over by the Starship. We'll see. If they were going to go test this and maybe pop this tank here, which I don't think it's going to happen, they would want to move away all those all the stuff around the base here. They want to move these tanks out of the way, and they want to get that dumpster out of the way. So I would say they would want to support that a lot better. So I don't think this is going to be popping today. I don't think they're going to do that pressure test, but I could see them lifting it off and moving it out, taking it away, moving it to the build site or something. Good morning. Possibly they could, for the booster over on the left there, possibly they could take that table down and move it out of the way. They would want to move that crane out of the way too, but then they could do some type of test over there with the booster. I don't see any photographers setting up by the dunes to get any shots of the booster. There is I think it's a Lab Padre or NSF cameras looking directly north-south at the orbital launch platform. So there is one vehicle down there with that shot. I think it's maybe a Lab Padre. But other than that, I don't see any other cameras being set up down by the dunes. So that would kind of lean away from any type of booster testing today. So maybe today's one of those Starship days. Robert MP says Eutelsat Connect VHTS launch also is today. Johnny 3003, good morning. Hey Joshua, Megawatt SPX CNT. Good stuff. Thanks, Josh. Hey. It's 12:15 in the morning over there in Australia. Good stuff. Invoice 100301. Invoice 0001 says, I've heard Elon say the stainless steel could almost re-enter without a heat shield. Maybe test that. That's a pretty interesting thought there. Wow. So what are you doing there, Stephanie? Anything exciting happened today over there? Yeah, interesting places in Texas to look at are up in Houston. I believe there's a NASA facility up there. I think they have a big water tank that some people who've come down this way, I believe, have said they checked it out. There's something apparently nice to see at that Houston Space Center. SpaceX, maybe the McGregor site. If you're able to drive around quite a bit, you might go over to the western side of Texas and check out the Blue Origin facility as well. There's not much to see there. It is kind of a long trip to drive out that way, but it gives you some perspective on another type of setup for a launch center. Blue Origin is up in the mountains, and I don't know if they own the whole valley, but it's in a mountainous area, out far away from everything, and there's it's a big valley, and they're kind of higher up than SpaceX here. SpaceX here is at the sea level almost. We're about 15 or so feet above sea level here. And I believe Blue Origin is, they're much higher up. Yeah, Stephanie B. Yeah, there was an announcement that at the top of this hour, so in about 43 minutes, the pad is supposed to be cleared, so they're clearing out the pad is what they're doing. They didn't say by the orbital launch platform. They didn't say suborbital, orbital. They just said the pad. So maybe the whole area, they want to have all the personnel out of the way, off site at the top of this hour. So far, no notice yet from the sheriff about needing to clear out, but that will come. Getting ready for a weekend away, says Stephanie. Wow, good on you. Johnny 3 says there's an Ariane 5 start again in about 8 hours. But their live streams are usually not so good. Robert MP also says Ariane 5 rocket and payload satellite over 5 tons, a big one. Awesome, awesome, good stuff. Yeah, Starbase is definitely, if you're excited about SpaceX, then Starbase would be on the list for sure. Maybe spend 2 days if you can get down here for 2 days. If you're considering checking out the area, this could that could be a good amount of time to see what's here. The sights to see here are, of course, the you could drive around the rocket garden, see those rockets. You could look at the maybe take some look at the Starbase sign, and spend some time here on the beach, maybe checking out the launch site from this side of the road as well. There's a lot of activity at South Padre Island. You could drive over there. It's about an 80-mile drive from here, 40-mile drive from here, and and there's a lot of small shops and stuff over there at South Padre Island. There are some restaurants in Brownsville, and if you're looking for certain things, you can probably find them here in Brownsville. I'm not familiar with the Ariane 5 rocket, so I'd have to brush up on that before. I'd have to learn something about it before having any comments about it. I don't know anything about it. So. Yeah, so they do roll that fence back and forth. I don't know why the fence is here today. It's a safety measure, but they are moving a lot of lifts around, so maybe they want a little extra protection as they move these cherry pickers around here that we're seeing get moved. I would say if that might be the biggest safety thing that we're seeing here this morning. With all the moving of the stuff, they just want the trucks to come in a little slower, maybe. Awesome, Starship 4 down, good stuff. But MBB, yeah, that's a good question there about the fence, and thanks for bringing it to my attention. I would, if I were to say something, it would be maybe just for the safety of those cherry pickers that are getting moved around. Johnny 303 says the Ariane rockets are a whole series of rockets from Ariane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and most recently 6. Thanks, Johnny. Good stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff. So, yeah, the dump trucks are bringing in soil, so they're bringing in dirt. Maybe they're bringing it. They have been in the past. I've seen them bring dirt over to the old Massey gun range. So maybe they're bringing it from over there to here at the launch site. Otherwise, they're buying it, but I would suspect that they're maybe just trucking it from that gun range area. But recently there was some news about the gun range is moving. I don't know if it moved yet or if it's moving to another location. And I guess that whole site over there that SpaceX owns, formerly the Massey's gun range, is now going to be just for SpaceX stuff. You know. I've thought about driving down that road. I don't know if it's a public road at Massey's gun range, you know, where it used to be. When I drove down when it was the gun range, that was kind of cool. But I've seen a photo recently, I don't know by who, but from above, and they have, it seems that they've re-landscaped that property over there to a new, there's like a larger road structure now over there. with like a central road going down the center into that property, and then there's like 2 other side roads I think I remember seeing. So I think they've done a lot of landscaping over there where the gun range used to be. So it'd be interesting to drive down and check it out, take a look. Okay, Basement Shut-In says, my understanding is that Massey's will be used for a future Raptor rebuild and testing site. Stephanie says, correct. Interesting. Yeah, I'd heard something like that was possible, but it's good to hear that you bring it up as well there, Basement Shut-In. And Stephanie says, correct. Very interesting. Yeah, so they are bringing dirt into the launch site here this morning. I haven't seen it until this morning, really. Robert says NASA's James Webb Space Telescope was just launched with the Ariane 5. Okay, good. I didn't know which rocket was used for that transport vehicle, Robert. Thanks. Oh, okay, so retracted that. So it's possible, says Stephanie, about the Raptor testing area. I get a shot here to the right. You can see there's not hardly any trucks here to the right. There's still a bunch of vehicles over at the SpaceX parking lot over there, but this whole area has cleared out of trucks. Massey's used to be a gun range west on Boca Chica, about at least 10 miles down, maybe, I'm not sure how far, but several miles down the road toward Brownsville, away from the Boca Chica build site. That SpaceX bought it last year, and you used to be able to go over there and rent a weapon, whatever type you wanted, from anything from a handgun to a shotgun or a machine gun, and you could go onto the range and test your skills. So you could shoot at some targets, or you could just I don't know, pick a target. I don't know. I tried it once. It was a fun place. They had like the whole room. I got some photos. The whole room, like maybe every 5 or 6 inches, there was a weapon on the wall. So the whole place was covered in weapons. Pretty awesome. All types, not just one type. It's not like you would go to a store and buy one of like 6 varieties of weapons. There were like maybe 50 different types of weapons, all on, making up the whole wall, 360 with weapons, like Texas style. This is Texas, so they do that type of stuff in Texas. It was an artwork, it was definitely artistically done. Let me get a shot of the tower here. I believe this shot is currently also on the remote camera. So you could see, if you were to compare the two streams, from this shot here where we're looking mostly south, maybe southeast, we got a shot of the booster on the overlaunch platform there with the chopsticks and the tower to the right. From the remote camera, we're looking from the other stream. You got a shot of the back of the tower there. You can kind of see the top grid fins of the booster, but that's looking from a different angle. So it's kind of interesting what we're able to see. That remote camera will be able to see the booster as it comes back after launch, hovers on the southern side there, and moves toward the chopsticks to be caught. So it will have a great shot of that catching of the booster when that happens. We have a nitrogen tanker coming in. And it'll be really good for seeing the launch of the Starship as well. I'll be able to remotely control the tilt and pans on that remote camera, as I can do today. So we should get some good shots. Feels like morning here. Yeah, it is morning. It is morning here. All right. It is 9:29 or so in the morning here. Looking at about another 30 or so minutes before they want the pad here to be clear. The sun is coming out strong.
Attention, Starbase personnel. Full pad cleared in 30 minutes. All non-essential personnel should be getting clearing the pad, removing all vehicles from Highway 4. Full pad cleared in 30 minutes.
All right, there it is again. Just did an announcement, full pad clear in 30 minutes. All non-essential personnel start to clear out and everybody else to be out within 30 minutes. All right, they just sent that trucker back, so they're not going to offload it at the moment. Okay, and the sheriff is coming down the road, I believe. No, there's another vehicle coming down the road. Not yet with the sheriff, but let me see what's going on here. This is the emergency ops vehicle coming down at the main gate there. Sheriff is still parked down by the beach. Good stuff. Good stuff. So 30 minutes. We're.
Okay.
30 minutes, everybody. 30 minutes. I think I'm going to keep streaming. I'm still pretty good. So I'll wait for the sheriff to come and give us some indication of that the public needs to clear out before taking a hike. Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, do it. Yeah. All right, the sun is starting to get strong out here. The screen is turning a little darker. The wind is picking up too. There's a gentleman walking up that thing over there. This is a pretty interesting day. There's activity over at the booster on the left. There's the can crusher in the middle, still activity there. And maybe it's just going to be a Starship day. I don't know. Maybe because there were some cones at least about 20 foot away from the Starship, and there was no activity over there this morning. So there's activity here that we're looking at. There's activity on the left. They moved some of these cherry pickers from the right to the left out of the way. So I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a Starship thing. Some last minute vehicles coming in here. Could definitely see if they were able to secure this, I could see them doing a popping that tank. So, but they would need to move some more things out of the way. So maybe they'll do another cryo test on this and not pop it. I could see that happening today. So that's a possibility. Just like yesterday, but with those straps up. That would make sense too. Get some close-up shots of that. Johnny says, I think they replaced one of the vacuum Raptor engines on Starship 24, and maybe we'll test those. Okay, that's cool, Johnny, thanks. And there's another person here in the chat. I'm not sure I should say the name, but hello to you as well. If you change your profile name, I'll maybe talk to you directly. I think I would rather not say your name. Some Johnny's saying maybe he thinks they replaced one of the Raptor vacuum engines on the Starship 24. So if they do a test of the Starship today, the other the remote camera stream, if everything goes good, should be able to get a good shot of that static fire or so. Some of the possible things that could happen are overheating of that camera and maybe too much wind. I can thermally protect that camera better. I have the material, I just haven't applied it yet to the unit. So those are, if we look at the potentials for things that could happen, I would say overheating of the camera or wind. But it is positioned well this morning, I believe, for that static fire if we get it. So. Hey, Jill. Okay, Jill says, as far as I know, they removed one RVAC engine, no R2s. Okay, so our Raptor 1 vacuum engine was removed, as far as she knows. No vacuum Raptors. I think that's, so is that true? The Raptor 1s are called RVACs as well as the Raptor 2s, or is it, are there two different types of vacuum Raptors? I'm not familiar, Jill, so are you just saying there was the Type 1 Raptor engine and the Type 2? Because I think only the R2s are RVACs, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, good. So Johnny 3 on 3 says, as far as I know, there are only Raptor 2 engines nowadays. No more Raptor 1 engines. Interesting. Thanks, John. Okay, SRG Surge Matted BJU says, so currently Starship 24 has 5 or 6 Raptors installed, question mark. Yeah, so how many Raptors might Starship 24 have at the moment, says the sergeant. Jill says she saw that on the...
Attention.
All right. They've delayed everything here. The pad clear just announcement is at 12 noon instead of in about, I don't know how many minutes. Instead of at the top of the hour, they pushed it back 2 hours. So we're looking at 2 hours and 7 minutes until pad clear. So they just announced that over the loudspeaker. They're going to take more time to set up the site here. Robert MP says the Ariane 5 mission, the satellite called Eutelsat connects very high throughput satellite at 8.9 meter, 3-story high satellite weighing 6.525 tons, and accounts for 99% of the 6.62 ton launch mass. 6.62 ton launch mass of the Ariane 5 mission, and the satellite accounted for 6.525 of that 6.62 tons. Interesting. 8.9 meters, high throughput satellite. Johnny says 3 sea-level Raptor 2 engines and 3 vacuum Raptor 2 engines. Okay, so there's sea-level Raptor 2 engines and vacuum Raptor 2 engines. Good stuff. So Johnny again said 3 sea-level Raptor 2 engines and 3 vacuum 2 Raptor engines. Okay. So 6 engines currently on the Starship, says Johnny. 3 sea-level and 3 vacuum. And if you're not familiar with the different types of Raptor engines, sea-level versus vacuum, the vacuum Raptors are used in orbit, and the sea-level are used, during the initial climb phase, as far as I recall. So that's why the 2 types of engine is for the 2 altitudes for flight. All right, one of the sheriffs over by the beach has some flashing lights on. I don't know if they're going to delay it or if they are going to move people out soon, but they did push back that pad cleared time 2 hours. Okay. Johnny says the vacuum engines always have those big nozzles because the air pressure is lower in high altitude. All right, they're definitely clearing the pad out. Starship 4000, yeah, Starship 24 is scheduled to splash down over in Kauai, just off the coast of the Garden Island over there in Hawaii. Yeah, SpaceX Lee, I think there is a chance of a static fire today. I do. Of the Starship. Possibly, maybe the booster too, but there's, I don't know, maybe the booster too. Let me get some shots of the booster there. They have cleared out a number of the cherry pickers that were over by the booster, and there is one lift currently still maybe lowering at the moment. It looks like that table is still up there. Earlier today and currently there's still somebody up there on the overlaunch platform. So they have cleared it out quite a bit. Maybe they will do some type of testing with the booster today. Let me zoom in on that. There were a number of cherry pickers up there earlier, and they would have to move that Marvin crane out of the way. That's the only remaining important item that I see that they'd have to move out of the way to do static fire on the booster. Hey Liam, nice to see you. Yep, it is a good day for the static fire. Yeah, they would have to lower that maintenance platform, but there are people up there, and they've done quite a bit of work on it today. So I would say maybe 35% they would do something with the booster today. What about some type of a cryo test or something like that, or something like that? Yeah. Oh yeah, Starship 4000. They have speculated that they would bring in the first booster back here to the tower and attempt a catching in the air kind of thing. Let me get a shot down by the beach. There is a sheriff over there with a blinking light. I think the two sheriffs are talking. They're not clearing people out, but there is a sheriff down there and has flashing lights on. Well, we're starting to get some blue sky up there too. Yeah, tilt up. You can see the clouds have cleared up quite a bit. There are some clouds off to the east by the Gulf of Mexico.
Hey, SpaceX Lee, I live in Boca Chica, so I am here. I live here. I bought property 2-3 months ago. So that property closed, and it's now registered. It is registered with the tax department, and everything is in. It's been transferred into the ownership here at OceanCam. So. I'm gonna get some close-up shots of the top of the tower, and since we got such blue skies up there, I'll get some closer up shots of the tower and the other stuff there. Might make for some nice shots. The sun is kind of strong, and the wind is also kind of strong. It's like a nice summer day right now. We're into September 7th, but if you were up in the New England area or the Virginia area, this would be like a nice afternoon weather you might get. I lived in Virginia for like most of the good part of 20 years, so that's my reference. My umbrella, and maybe take it a little bit. That's better. You can lock it in. Yeah, maybe booster rate's gonna be the ticket, huh? Thanks for the support. Let me check that out just a minute. Liam, thanks. Keep up the good work. Yeah, right back at you. Thank you. Starship 4000 says, I'm still in Virginia. Good stuff. Wow. Thanks, Liam. Stanley says the first Starship launch will be November 9th. So that would be, today we're September 7th. So that would be 2 months and 2 days. Stanley on the record saying, Stanley Alexander, everybody, calling November 9th. I could see something happening in November. That's a good amount of time for them to maybe complete what they're working on here. Yeah, the timing is fluid. That would be a comfortable pace, though, to do the static fires that they need to do. Maybe some of the switch outs of some of the boosters and stuff, and have a completed Starship booster combo. Some real nice blue skies over there by the, this shot here is a real nice shot. It's a really nice shot. Get this shot over here. Let me give this some priority right now. Do it like that. Stanley says the first Saturn V launch was November 9th, 1967. I was 1 year old, so November 9th is the launch date. November 9th is my birthday, says Stanley Alexander. Awesome. First Saturn V launch was November 9th, 1967. Good stuff. "56 years old. Awesome. I was born in 76. So we're about 10 years apart there, Stanley. Good stuff. I was born in July, so 1976. Good stuff. Good stuff. Michael asked Stanley that hey Michael, Maxey, does SpaceX need any further launch permission? I think they. What would be the type of permission that they would need to do that launch? Basement Shut-In says he is also the same age as Stanley. Good stuff. 56. Space actually says, I'm only 28. Good on you. Alexander Graham says 68 years old, exile Scott, watching from Bulgaria. Exiled. Yep, good stuff. 2 Alexanders in the chat here. Good stuff. In Bulgaria. There's a lady down the road here from Poland. She's about 10-15 cars down to the left here. I don't know if she does any YouTube, but she has a camera. Tony, good morning. Hey, good morning. There are 2 streams going right now, Tony. I don't know if the other stream is still good or not, but the other camera, that remote camera, will be live throughout the day. That's the plan, at least. It's using the Starlink. The Starlink does. So one of the things I learned, if you were to do live stream and use a Starlink dish, since it's the reason it cuts out every couple hours is because the satellite, if you're live streaming from a satellite dish like Starlink, as the signal switches from satellite to satellite, sometimes you'll lose the signal connection, and that will, depending on what type of buffer you have on the live stream, maybe I can set a larger buffer on the live stream, then you'll lose the reception or the connectivity. So I know 2 weeks ago I was doing a live stream with the Starlink that I had at that time, and after a couple hours I did lose the connection. And since I have AnyDesk, I have a remote login software. I can re-log in and restart a stream remotely, so that should be fine. But there may be some issues every couple hours of losing that live stream signal. We'll see. Michael Maxey says 60-year-old African-American native Houstonian. Have made visits to the Johnson Space Center twice. Awesome, awesome. I haven't been to the JSC. All right, we're getting some venting from the orbital tank farm right now. Some type of loud venting. Can't see anything yet, but there's some noise starting up over by the orbital tank farm. Yeah, there's no official launch date for the SpaceX rockets here at Starbase. So a November timeframe is just some info from someone here on the chat. See what time we got now. It is 10:01 in the morning. Second stream's running. It buffers now and then. Okay, good stuff. I'm looking forward to checking out that second stream. And Tony, I have the Zoom activated. I signed up for a membership to that, so I should be able to log in with the Zoom and do commentary, just as we did that one day. Over the loudspeaker. Okay, Michael says, watch for crowd chilling. Michael Max says, watch for crowd chilling at the suborbital tank farm for Starship 24 static fire. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, get that shot to the right. So we have blue skies here. Can't see the base of the Starship from this location, but definitely blue skies. Yeah, hit the like if you like what you see. If you're not already subscribed, check us out. There is some vehicle with flashing lights that just passed. I'm not sure if that's a sheriff or what. They didn't stop or say anything, but see if he backs up and says whether it's time to move out yet or not. I mean, you can see there on the right side of the screen a truck with some flashing lights. That was the vehicle that was over down by the beach talking to the sheriff. There still is a sheriff down by the beach. No flashing lights or anything, but that vehicle there does have flashing lights. Starship looks good. Let me get a close-up shot of the Starship since we got such a good lighting. We got great lighting for the Starship right now. Can't see the base, but at least we see the top pretty good. Yeah, there are still workers on the orbital launch mount. That's correct. Get that shot. Oh, they just lifted something up onto the for the orbital launch mount. I thought maybe I could get it. Some type of box or maybe a tool chest or something like that. They lifted up there. Let me get back to that. Didn't mean to run away from the shot here. Let me get that shot once more. The original pad clear time was for this time, just at 10 a.m. and they did push it back till noon, 2 hours. So maybe another 2 hours before the SpaceX people are shooting to have the pad clear. But maybe the public will have to leave early. I'm not sure, but it seems open at least at the moment. No road closure yet. This work over here seems to have halted a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe they were just doing the pad clear, abiding by those that notice to clear the pad, but maybe those people will come back and continue working on the can crusher. Still some activity over there on the overlaunch platform. There is a cherry picker there on the left, and there is at least one person up there on the top of that platform walking around. Get a shot of that once more. There was on the main YouTube channel here, for new people that come to the channel, they see if you subscribe to the channel, then the video that you see initially changes to maybe the most recent video. But if you're unsubscribed and you come to the channel here, there's that tsunami of liquid nitrogen video. I believe it's only visible to the people who are unsubscribed as the first video that you see. And so what they're doing here, that event for me brought the seriousness of the activity here as far as safety and taking care of yourself, because if there were any type of liquid nitrogen spill, or if they tested this tank here to past its pressure limits and they had it filled with liquid nitrogen, that would be another tsunami of liquid nitrogen. And that, if you were exposed to that, it's just like in the Terminator videos where there's that liquid nitrogen spill in the, I think the Generation 2 Terminator got frozen and blown apart by Schwarzenegger, the Schwarzenegger Terminator there. So you know, that could happen to a person if they maybe I don't know the actual, if something got frozen by liquid nitrogen, whether, and if would they become so fragile that you could throw a stone at it and it would explode, or, you know, it would fall to pieces. But everything would get covered by that liquid nitrogen. So that it's pretty, you got to be very careful. It's not really a laughing matter if that ever were to happen here. Again, this camera that we're watching right now, this live stream here, this iPhone Pro 12 Max was exposed to that and got that shot. So this is the camera that got that shot. So the camera survived, but it definitely got frozen there for a bit. Okay, Michael says, looks like another safety panel is being installed over the critical orbital launch mount systems. Okay, so that, maybe that piece, which I didn't get, I kind of turned the camera to try and get it, but maybe they installed another cover over some of those pieces, says Michael. Good stuff, thank you. Len, yeah, you might think it might dissipate before getting to the location, but I don't know, maybe it was just the vapor from that liquid nitrogen, but my truck was parked maybe a little bit to the left here, maybe two spaces here to the left. The other tank was about where that one is, maybe further to the left, about 2 times that diameter to the left. So maybe that tank was, this tank, well, the other tank was about over here, and I was parked a little bit to the left here. And I know this whole area got swamped by the vapors of that liquid nitrogen. I don't know if the actual liquid made it to my truck, but the camera did freeze and we did lose the reception for a few moments. It picked up again, but we did lose the reception there for a while. That was quite an amazing event, because why did the camera keep working? Why did the live stream continue? Pretty interesting. You know, there's a YouTube channel called the Action Lab, and that gentleman makes science videos. He does all types of experiments, and like one of the times was one of the videos he did was, can it be, or it could have been a fly. Can a fly or a bee, what happens to a fly or a bee in a vacuum? I think that's the video he did. But he does all types of those types of liquid nitrogen and other types of experiments. He gets millions of views, and it would be interesting to do a liquid crowd test on some iPhones. If you're live streaming with an iPhone and you put it into a liquid nitrogen container, will the live stream continue, and how does the phone fare? I mean, maybe I should do that video, but I think that would probably get a lot of views, that video. I might need a second camera. I could, but that would be a fun experiment to do for sure. Okay, Tony says that tank was the 2.1. Johnny says, I can imagine that when there's a nitrogen cloud around you, that you could have breathing problems because the oxygen might get low. Interesting. Thanks, Johnny. So if you're a YouTuber and you're thinking of making a video, maybe do a video. You're gonna need 2 cameras or two phones. See, do a live stream with your iPhone and see, maybe do it do it because you want to test the connectivity of the signal of the broadcast. Maybe do it on a what is it called? A unlisted stream, so that and you can screenshot or you can do a screen capture of the video output and just record the capability of different phones to get frozen or placed inside of a liquid nitrogen, cooled liquid nitrogen. Dave Da Vinci says, I'm sure the liquid nitrogen would short out the phone once the circuitry is frozen like water would. Interesting. Because the liquid nitrogen, or maybe it wasn't liquid nitrogen that hit this phone. This phone did freeze, and something happened with the signal there. But after it thawed, it continued. It didn't lose the connection with the YouTube or the AT&T tower. But so maybe what Len is saying, maybe the phone itself didn't get hit with the liquid nitrogen. Maybe it was just the vapors that cooled the phone down. Thanks to Len and thanks to Da Vinci. Some good thoughts there. Yeah, so Tony says that when that last tank burst, that was intentional, and they tested it to destruction. So they intentionally overpressurized that last tank. I think it was 2.1, says Tony. So that was not an accident, that was intentional. So Da Vinci says, after thawing, if nothing was destroyed by the shorting, it would work. Interesting. Those are some good tests, because a lot of the Europa and some of the other moons, if we were able to get some type of camera unit like an iPhone or some other, maybe a GoPro, pressurized properly for the type of moon, maybe you could pressurize the camera housing for the specific type of environment that you're going to be going into with your camera. Maybe if there is liquid nitrogen or some other type of liquid on that surface of that moon, you could do tests beforehand to see how the camera will work on those different moons and planets. That sounds like a grant proposal there. Maybe there could be a grant for testing of cameras in different environmental conditions. And maybe that money would be free from the government to test some of those setups for Europa, right? You want to test the cameras for these different moons and planets. Maybe if anyone is capable of writing a grant proposal for, and if you can locate where that grant is, I would be happy to file the grant. Apparently the Basement Shut-In says the other stream has disconnected. Thanks for the info. Maybe that was some type of switch over of satellites with the Starlink there. I will reconnect it. I have the capability of doing that. Once the stream is over, I'll go back in and I'll do it from a distance and start up that new stream. So thanks, Basement. In the past, I didn't have a good enough, what is it? I gotta think about this. Okay, in the past, when I've done live streams with the Nikon camera, I've always, or there are two situations. One time when I've done live streams with a Nikon camera, I've used my iPhone as the personal hotspot. So that's, in that situation, when I use the iPhone as a personal hotspot, then I didn't have a way to do an AnyDesk to that camera, because I didn't have any more iPhones or any other way to log into that setup. But that, and the second time where I haven't been able to access the camera is when I had a global modem, an AT&T global modem, hooked up to a laptop over there, and I just at that time I don't think I'd found the software that I'm currently using to log back in. So the third setup that we have now is I have the Starlink, and I have that software where I can log in remotely. So, and I also have my iPhone, which is not being used to stream or broadcast that signal. So yeah, I'll be able to log back in and start up a new stream. Taking straps off of booster 7.1. Yeah, Brady, that's true. They looks like they halted work on that, but maybe they'll pick up on that again. They were doing that earlier in the stream this morning. There's still some work going on over there at the booster. Michael says, my guess is that a specially protected camera would be constructed that can handle the cryo-cold fluid. It may not be water necessarily, and the pressure at the water depth is also unknown. Yeah, I came across, that's a good point. So it says a specially protected camera that could handle the cryo fluids. Good stuff. There is a camera company I came across while doing some research over the weekend, and they're up in Quebec, and they make ocean cameras. So if you have a net under the water, or a cable or something, or a trap on the bottom of the ocean, like a crab trap or maybe a lobster trap, you can put their camera, attach it to the trap, and it will take video. I don't remember if they had a cable to the surface or if it was able to stream or broadcast to the surface, but it was definitely able to record the visual, get the visual, so that if you were moving your boat and you weren't sure you wanted to bring up the lobster or the oyster trap or whatever, you could see if there were any fish or any lobsters or crabs in your trap before pulling it out of the water, hoisting it up. So that's it looked to be like a clip-on type of thing. But yeah, so there's a company called Ocean-Cam in Quebec.com. So oceancam.com. I found them. I sent them an email. I haven't heard back from them, but they've been around since I think around 2019 is when I saw the domain had been created. So pretty interesting. Hey Jackie, good morning. Good morning. There is some maybe a road closure anytime in the next couple hours. I'm making do here. We're 6:12, 2 hours and 16 minutes into the stream here and stuff. They were shooting for a pad clear time here at 10 a.m. and since they pushed it back 2 hours, I don't know if the reason they pushed it back is due to something here on site, or maybe they want to make more preparation. Maybe they, because there's not a lot of movement here right now, so maybe they're just deciding certain things and figuring if they're going to do anything special. Maybe there's two guys here talking in front of the 7.1. Let me get a zoom in a little bit. Gentleman right there talking. So that's what I can see. Geolaw 3 says that cap on 7.1 doesn't look stable, like it might fall off. Pretty okay, good stuff. There's another third person coming into the scene here. All right, so some guys are chatting here. Yeah, I could see that cap looks like it's seated pretty well on top there. It's maybe not so apparent, but let me zoom in on the top of there. It's there is the top of it is about up there, and it's kind of seated down a little ways, so it's like a ring around the top there, and it may be like fitted and weighted down, so you know, it looks kind of stable to me. But maybe you're referring to the base. Well, anyway, I would, if I were to look at anything, I would look at the base there, because it's on these like little stilts, and I don't know how heavy this whole thing is, but and what kind of maybe bolts they have and what kind of nuts they have on those bottom pieces, but that bottom to me, it looks a little sketchy. Camp David, good morning. Okay, it doesn't look centered. Yeah, Geo, I could see that. Yeah. Get another shot of that. Get a close up. Okay, let me zoom in on that a little bit. Let me zoom in. Yeah, I guess looking at it from this side, it does, you can see here, there's some, the metal there, it looks like the distance from that top ring is, it goes up in the center there, right? And then it comes down. That's pretty interesting. It'd be interesting to see how it looks on the other side, or whether that's something on the actual metal of the booster 7.1, but it does appear to be higher there in the center. Yeah. It slid to the right, huh? Interesting. Earlier in the stream, I got some shots where maybe similar to this. Maybe it'd be worth checking that out to see if it looked any different back then. I got some 4K shots as well yesterday, before the events of yesterday. Maybe that'd be useful as well. I might check that out. Thanks, Gio. This is the zoomed out shot, so It looks off at the start of the stream too. All right, 50 cal, Lindier, thank you. So since the start of today's stream, it looks the same. Good stuff. Got a shot here to the left. Let me tilt down here with the camera a little bit. Got a couple over here, checking out the scenes. So there are sounds now and again over at the orbital tank farm, and there's also sounds over at the suborbital tank farm. So there are things happening on both sides of the pad here. So when they said to clear the pad, maybe and they said the whole pad, so maybe they're planning to do stuff on both sides of the launch site today. There is some type of hissing over at the suborbital tank farm right now. Should have done that slower. Apologize. I'm gonna wind it down here in the next 2 minutes. I'm gonna go get something to eat, something to drink, and I will turn on the remote camera, and I'll maybe activate that audio chat. If they do something here with this crane, if they lift that top off of there, then I'm staying. Might have to scratch what I just said. Yeah, so if they get busy here with this crane, I'm staying. So. All right, well, it looks like they're getting active here with this 7.1. People are all around it right now, so looks like they're gonna do something here. Is there an SPMT under the 7 point? Let me see. There isn't anyone working on the chopsticks at the moment. There's no SPMT under 7.1, but it is on stilts. It's on some type of metallic stilts. If they continue raising the straps here, then if that's what they're going to continue doing, then I'll probably get out of here. You know, maybe they were shooting for the pad clear at 10 a.m. and then they changed it, but the crew had already maybe they'd already taken away the equipment. So once they got the plan for the next couple hours, maybe they came back out. We could see something similar on the over at the overlaunch platform. They've gone back up with the cherry pickers again, and Ocean Cam.
Oh, good. I'll look at it. Trying to think of the name. Ray?
What? Paul. My name's Paul.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Ocean Camera Space. That's what I got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Paul and Ray.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Glad you're here doing
Yeah,
this.
good to see you guys together again. Checking it out.
Never know. Never know when you get down there.
Right. Right.
Came down.
It's supposed to be closed today too at 10, but they pushed it back a couple hours.
I'm lucky.
Yeah. Till 12 is
You know
supposed
what they're going to do today?
Maybe some
They're
stuff.
through testing this one apparently.
Oh, okay.
They're unstrapping it.
Right. They may take the top off again or
Yeah.
transport it out or something. I don't know. So what's your name?
Good luck, Bill.
Oh, that's great.
Good luck with your DM channel.
Thanks. I want to eventually get the photos on some of the other moons of the ocean. So that's the goal. Ocean camera. No one's done that yet from the surface. So that's the goal. To help people.
Like a great idea. Okay,
Bill.
stay hydrated.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Looks like they're just with a quick look. Looks like they're gonna continue lifting these straps up. I'm gonna go get something to eat and drink something to drink, and I will start up the other stream. Right on, JP. Thanks, JP. Casper's in the house here. Thanks for tuning in here at SpaceX South Texas launch site, September 7th, 2022. Looking at booster 7 on the overlaunch platform. There's some work getting done on there. The chopsticks, the first tower ever. We haven't had any launches yet of the booster Starship combo, but we do see a 7.1 here and the Starship 24 on the pad B. That'll be it for this morning, and maybe we'll see a road closure later today and possibly some other excitement. Signing out, Paul Marcos, Ocean Camera Space Corp, oceancam.space. Thank you.